Ready, set, go.
Greetings, undetermined spectators of the World Wide Web. I am Tall Lanky Guy. Welcome back to Simulacracea. Hang on. You wanna? Okay, there we go. There's the focus. Willow would like to ask us some questions. First off, why did we volunteer for this? Quite frankly, I think the answer is I want to help you. I wanted to help you. I sympathize with what you're going through, and I think I can help.
Why do you think you can help? We both know I'm not a usual case for you.
Well, it's exactly because you're not a usual case that why I would be helpful. I don't know if I can. I want to anyway. I'm not sure if I can help you, but I want to try. I know what it's like to have people puzzling over you, wondering if it's their job to fix you. I want you to be the best that you can be, and all I need you to do is to trust me. Do you think you can do that, Willow?
I'll do my best. Yes, there is. Doctor, I have to say, when all of this started, when Tara told me about you, I didn't know what to think. I never thought I would find someone else who understood me like Tara does. There's so much going on that I'm not certain of, but I listen to you, and there's no doubt in my mind that you're here to help me.
Yeah! We've achieved trust. We got that trust.
With everything happening, it's good to know I can count on you.
Aww.
I guess all I want to say is thank you.
That's so good. It's okay, Willow. I understand. I'm glad to hear that, Willow. It means a lot to me to know that I was able to help you. I can only hope I can continue to help you in our remaining sessions.
Can I ask you something?
Of course. What's on your mind?
It's so hard to reconcile all of this. This idea that I've been nothing but trouble, and yet I have someone as good as you supporting me.
Oh, my sweetheart.
I want so badly to just accept you as you are and be glad you're here, but it's so hard to process. I keep thinking of how this is your job, how you choose to do this, and I can't help but wonder why.
I have to
imagine that it's just so utterly exhausting and frustrating having to deal with people exactly as frustrated and scared as me day after day. There has to be a reason why you're doing this, especially in my case. I know this sounds paranoid, and it's probably incredibly unfair, but I really have to know for my own sake. Why do you do this?
I guess we're not allowed to tell Willow the truth? What's the truth then? Why are we not allowed... What's the truth? What's going on there? I don't like that. Okay. I find therapy to be an effective way of helping those in need. It's easy to pinpoint the people who have broken limbs or who've been robbed. But mental health is just as important, and poor mental health causes people to suffer just as much. So I help those people too. I didn't expect the game that I play right after my Mental Health Association charity stream to also be about mental health, but here we are. So.
Okay, but I still don't understand why you decided to help me. I know you gave a reason earlier, but there has to be something else, right? There has to be another reason why you decided to take me on as a patient. It can't just be because you wanted to help people. I mean, to be blunt, I'm not a person, at least not in the normal sense. So what's the real reason for wanting to help me?
We're still not gonna tell them the truth. Okay, I guess we're helping Tara. Alright. Even if you aren't a person in the traditional sense, you're still lost and in need of guidance. It'd be wrong of me to withhold that guidance if I knew I could provide it. It makes me feel better knowing that I was able to play a part in helping someone, anyone, achieve the best version of themselves. If we continue working together, I'm sure we'll be able to help you achieve that. I know for a fact that that's not going to be good enough for Willow.
Alright. Thanks for humoring me, Doctor.
You're welcome, Willow. Before we close our session today, there's some things I'd like you to think about between now and our session next week.
Okay.
Here's a real problem. It's a problem both you and the university staff share. Neither of you can acknowledge that you have limits. They can't imagine that your mind has flaws because it's a program, so flaws are just design issues to be fixed. You can't acknowledge the flaws either because everyone overestimates the power of their own mind. We all understand our physical limitations. We need to eat, sleep, and drink. If we strain our muscles, they get sore. These are all physical limitations. But our mind can be strained too. It can be bruised and injured if we abuse it. That's why we practice mental health. It's so we can let it heal. Yeah, I've been... This past year or so, I ended up very much more prioritizing mental health and getting sleep and just making sure that I had some space in my day, you know? There's one thing to schedule spare time for yourself, but if you don't have any wiggle room in your schedule beyond that, then a lot of the time that scheduled free time might not do nearly as much good. So just making sure that I have gaps in my schedule where I don't necessarily need to be at one place, but I don't necessarily need to be at another place, kind of thing. Improving your mind is not something we can just fix with a line of code or by talking for a few minutes each day. It's going to become a part of your routine. It's all hygiene, you know. This doesn't mean you are weak or a failure. It doesn't mean you aren't living up to the design. This is part of the design. Yes. Yes. Being able to take a break from the hyperactive, the abnormal, the things that stress us out so that we can become reacquainted with normalcy. These videos are a form of that for me. This is all part of the process. It's how we can have context for everything that happens in our world. I can understand how frustrating all of this sounds. I know I was frustrated when I first heard it years ago. It's hard to change your life, but your mental health is easily the hardest of all, since it's the one thing about yourself that you can't see. How can we tell that things are getting better if the mechanism we use to evaluate our world has started to decay through poor upkeep? None of what I'm offering to you will be exciting or instantly revelatory. It could take years, and I guarantee it won't come in a sudden bolt of inspiration. This process won't be fast. It will be frustrating. It will require you to be more open with yourself than you're used to. It's not a game you can win, though you will be better by the end of it all. I find this... So, just to pause, one concept that I'm finding really interesting in here is the fact that Willow is designed to be, in some aspect, a therapist of their own. And so, and these sessions very much feel like therapy sessions for Willow. And so, I don't know, the idea of the fact that therapists and psychologists, regardless of how well you understand the minds of others or your own mind, does not minimize the need for your own mental upkeep. You know, I have a good few friends who I can think of at least one friend who is studying psychology and also goes to therapy, and they've told me a lot of really funny funny stories where like they'll get called out for things that they know that they're very aware of are problems, and like they'll get called out for stuff that they may have just learned in class, and that's such a if that's not a picture of like the human experience, then I don't know what is. Anyway, if that doesn't sound like something you think will help you, then maybe this is where we should end things. But if you want to change and you want to see things in a new way, then maybe what I have for you is exactly what you need. The only way we'll know for sure is if you give me a chance. That's the end of our session for today. I'm sure I've given you plenty to think over. Given me plenty to think about now. I look forward to our next session. Be well until then.
I'll try.
Alright. It's late. I nursed a cup of tea in my hand. The night looms coldly outside my window. My hand runs over my shivering arms. Fingertips graze old textures. Memories pour over me. I freeze. Who is this for? Is this for Dr. Park? Or... interesting. Is that just the end? I guess that's the end. Ah. I'm so glad I found this. I'm so glad I found this. Ah, that was super interesting. Yeah, that was the Simulacracea demo. When the full version of this comes out, I'm gonna play the heck out of it. Yeah. It's like, I would want to play this for the same, or I guess not the same reason, but a similar reason that I played Depression Quest quite a while ago. And that was a really interesting experience. And so, I'm very interested in like psychology and mental health and AI and art. So this game just like hits all the bases for me, and it was great. So I very much enjoyed this, and I look forward to when the full version comes out. So thank you very much for watching. I know this was a shorter video than the other two, but yeah, what are you gonna do? If you got thoughts on therapy and psychology, mental health, art, things like that, I would love to see those in the comments. And if you haven't, and also if you liked the video, feel free to click the like button. And if you haven't subscribed or rung the bell, those are both things you can do. I'll see you later.